Welcome to the Postpartum Coach podcast, where we embrace our needs as moms. We learn to lead ourselves first, then our families, and where we create our own healing from the inside out to find our way to the work we were meant to do in this world. I'm your host, a fellow mom of 3 and a certified life coach, Lizzie Langston. Hello, beautifuls. How are you guys? Oh my gosh. I can't wait to let you hear the sound of the rainforest around our Costa Rican home sometime soon. Just know it's coming. Okay, in this episode, we haven't moved to Costa Rica yet, just so you know, but I know that by the time you listen to this, we'll be surrounded by rainforest in our home that we've already chosen. We already have a car and a house down there. The home is a rental, and then the car we purchased off some friends who lived down there for a year like we're going to. It's kind of fun. So I just want you to know that you can heal yourself. Sometimes there's this heaviness that comes upon us when we are in the trenches and we are struggling with something new. There's this despair, this doubt. Can we do this? Can I? Am I worthy of a different motherhood that I want? Am I worthy of the changes I want to make? Am I capable of those changes? And the truth is, on your own, you might not be. I don't know. There's been times where life seemed like it was going to swallow me whole. But through the grace of Jesus Christ, you are. He makes any math equation end up with the right answer. He is the wild card. He is the end all be all, and he really truly can help you. So today I wanted to just off the cuff express my love to you if you're struggling postpartum, whether that be anxiety and panic attacks or depressiveness, or raginess, maybe it's your marriage that's really hurting and struggling. You might not recognize yourself around your kids. And you might feel a lot of shame about that. You might be pretty devastated about that. For me, I felt very jaded. I felt like motherhood was something that I had put on a pedestal, and I had seen others put it on a pedestal. And yet it was beyond me. It was the hardest thing, the deepest and darkest thing for me in my experience, right? And basically what happened is I got loaded over the course of my life. And this is what happens for everyone. We just don't recognize it. And the load is different for everyone, but this is what our bodies do is they store emotions for us. So I got loaded with emotions. I got loaded with I want you to think about from the time you had your first memory until today, how many really strong emotions have you felt that you maybe didn't even know how to deal with those, especially when you were younger. And maybe you didn't deal with them. Maybe you just kind of buffered or distracted from them. Maybe you acted out. Maybe you stuffed them under the rug. Maybe you got really into a passionate hobby or a relationship with a boyfriend, or got onto a sports team and just, you thought you were taking out your aggression or whatever you needed to in those ways. But what if you didn't? What if your body is just storing those for you to deal with now that you're bigger, now that you're older, now that you have access to tools? So the reason I designed the postpartum anxiety course isn't just to solve your postpartum anxiety, although that's the first objective, through connecting your mind and your body and using your body to calm your mind and your body. But it's also to do that last piece of the work, and the work we do the rest of our lives, which is letting that childhood trauma go, letting it go, and seeing it and bringing it up and laying it to rest in a way that sets us free. So today my message is just that's possible. That is possible. Okay? I want you to know that deep in your bones. I'll give you a couple of examples. There was a time when two people in my life, they compared themselves to me. They were two women, okay? Well, girls, whatever. They compared themselves to me, and they did that in front of me, and they felt bad about themselves in front of me, okay? They physically compared some part of my body to their bodies. And for the next probably 11 or 12 years, I noticed that I didn't always treat my body the best. And I would make progress and it would ebb and flow. But I wasn't quite sure why I couldn't just seem to sort of get a handle on these certain behaviors. And anytime I really came up close to finally being in the habit of taking care of my body the way I wanted to, I would like sabotage it. And it happened enough. Have you ever had that where it happens enough where you're like, okay, something's up. Like I'm onto this pattern here. If you have cycles in your life that this has happened with, there's probably unprocessed trauma there. So for me, I finally, literally just like last week, got to this place of just honestly sobriety with myself. And I just said, okay, subconscious, I just connected with me. I don't say like subconscious, but like, I just talk to myself really nice, like, honey, I'm like, why is this happening? Why are we doing this? Why are we not allowing ourselves to have a nice body and to take care of that body and to feel good in our body and to move our body when our body wants to move? Why are we resisting that? And the quiet answer came back of that memory of that time when those girls didn't love themselves and they approved of my body, but not their bodies. And so what I was essentially doing is I took that on for them. And I was trying to basically, the logic in my subconscious thought, my sweet childhood mind was like, okay, well, if I just don't let my body get too much prettier and more sculpted or strong and healthier, I've always wanted to be healthy, but it's like there was just, I couldn't, the weightlifting and the things that I know would really help my body feel good and look good and be good, I wasn't wanting to do those. And again, this logic was like, okay, if I withhold that from me, they'll feel better about themselves. And this was like 12 years ago. And I even put together as well, there was, when I was getting ready to serve my mission and I was in the MTC, I struggled with overeating for a while. Like I was like binge eating. I wasn't purging, but I was just like being weird in my eating habits. And I realized that was another time that this came up, is I was sad. I was sad about two people in my larger circle of life that, didn't love themselves. Two, now women that didn't love themselves. And it hurt. And it still does. I mean, it hurts, but you know what I did? Is I gave it to the Lord and the Savior Jesus Christ. That's actually the moment I did that. It wasn't one moment. I actually bawled like a baby while I was driving here to the co-working space one morning. I almost pulled over because I was like heaving, crying, tears, but it was good. But, that's actually, side note, that's been one of my favorite things about incorporating energy work into my, tools and, aggregating it with my faith, is that when I pray, I give things to the Lord and I feel them leave my body because I've attuned myself to understanding energy and feeling energy. And when my heart is being changed in a prayer, I feel it as it's happening. I don't just see it like I used to just see it in my behaviors and how my behaviors changed. And I still do see that, but I always know it's coming because I feel it first in my actual energy in my heart or wherever else. Okay. So anyway, can I side note the side note? Can I do a side note to the side note? In my Healing and Home membership, which is a companion to the postpartum anxiety course, if you so choose, you can buy the course, but if you want to, you can also join the membership while you buy the course or after you buy the course. Anyway, in the Healing and Home membership, I teach a lot more about energy work. It's something that feels super sacred to me and you kind of have to be ready for it. And so my postpartum anxiety course primes you to get into that work. Basically that course really preps you and leads you up to the last portion of that course is the beginning of where the membership then picks up and teaches you deeper into sort of the 2.0 energy stuff. Although it's simple, it's not like rocket science, but it's something that I don't teach here on the public podcast. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, I guess that was my side note to my side note, is just that energy work is something sacred, and it's been so profound and beautiful to attune myself to energy, because the Lord moves energy. I mean, that is how my understanding is, that that's how he created this world, right? Thoughts in the Bible, it says like God spoke, the word was God, and the God was with the word. I don't know what it says, but basically like words are an expression of like literally the passing of matter. Just like when you poop, you pass matter through your body. When you speak words, you're passing energy that can then take effect on others and on things and stuff. And so obviously we're not quite there yet. I mean, I think some of us are, but we're still learning how to do all of that. And we're not supposed to be there yet necessarily, but I will say that it's been beautiful to better understand my godhood and my godliness, and to better understand creation, and energy is a huge part of that. And so it's been so sacred and divine to feel like I know my Creator on a new level as I've learned about his work, about his elements. That's what energy is. It all belongs to him. It's all been from his source. He is the source. So it's kind of cool. But anyway, my message to you today is that healing is possible, that you are worthy of it. You can heal. You're able to. If you need some inspiration, go to LizzieLongston.com. Sorry, I don't know why that made me laugh so much. LizzieLangston.com/testimonials. You can read the beautiful testimonials of my clients. I was just interviewing, I think I've mentioned this here before, but in the beginning of season 2 on this podcast, there's an episode called Getting Help Postpartum, 3 Husbands' Perspectives. And I interviewed 3 husbands of my clients. And these are clients, one of them is relatively new, and then the other 2 have worked with me anywhere from 6 months to 18 months. And the words their husbands said, oh my gosh. One of them said, we've done in 6 months, my wife's been able to heal and forgive and be at peace, in 6 months. These are not his exact words, but in 6 months, in what she's tried to do for years. So there's just been some really beautiful outcomes of this process of energy work. And if they can do it, if I can do it, you can do it. You absolutely can do it. Okay, so go to LizzieLangston.com/testimonials, check those out, and we will talk again next week. Get some hope gathered. And actually, what I really want you to do is just join. Just join, buy the course, do the course. I will tell you, once you have the course, you have me there every day showing my face to you, and it's going to buoy you up. You're going to feel like you can do this. You're going to start gaining momentum. Okay, and hopefully this episode helps you just take that first step of enlisting in healing. Okay, that's the postpartum anxiety course. I'll see you inside. Talk to you guys next week.
Hey, Lizzie here. If you love what's on the podcast, you're going to love my postpartum anxiety online course. The course is designed to help you manage your anxiety, reconnect with yourself to avoid deeper depressiveness, and then address any broader traumas from childhood and beyond. To purchase the course, go to LizzieLangston.com/course. That's Lizzie, Lizzie, Langston, LANGSTON.com/course. I cannot wait to see and hear how you transform in the online course. I'll see you inside.